think you just immediately start thinking about who the users are, and that might be both clinicians and patients,
Yeah.
and as to whether your idea kind of works with them. And I guess if you're a little bit further along the line, what's the current clinical pathway? Can you slot into it, or is it going to have to be, reinvented? And then sort of as you go along, it's sort of making sure that you're designing things with people, because it's very easy to think that you have all the answers, and make sure that the people that you're asking, whether clinicians, and I'm sure I'm just as guilty as everybody else, but it's quite easy just to go and ask your mates. And lots you say, oh, what work have you done with patients and clinicians? And it's like, well, I've done it with my 14 nearest and dearest, and they all said it was great because they come over for lunch. So you got to do it with diverse sets of people, most of whom who don't like you, or at the very least neutral, so that it's been tested broadly, because otherwise you end up with things like the pulse oximeters during COVID, where they were found people with dark skin to basically not work nearly as well. So you don't really want, nobody should be introducing a new health inequality just because they haven't asked enough people about what they're doing as they go along. Understanding the pathway, not only sort of showing that everybody wants to show that it's great for patients, and obviously that's really important. But you've got to show it's cost effective as well. Because if you're not showing it's cost effective in the format that the finance directors want to see or what have you, then they're just going to say no, and you're sort of sat there with this thing that is going to be great for patients, but the healthcare systems can't afford it, or don't have the information to confirm that they can afford it. And then that's really frustrating, because it's and that could have been just let's go talk to the right people and ask them the right questions straight off the bat, because the clinicians that you spoke to really wanted to answer XYZ question, but what they actually needed was W and V mixed in there as well, just to make sure that you're getting those right outcomes. And all it would have cost you was putting a couple of extra questions, or recording a couple of extra bits of data in your trial design or your evaluation design, but you can't go back and redo it very easily, typically. So I think it's just making sure you've asked the right people the right questions before you get too far down.